Good evening, graduates, families, friends, faculty, staff, and alumni. My name is Kristen Lovell, and I'm the Director of Alumni Relations at the University of Toronto Mississauga, and I'll be your MC for this evening's event. First and foremost, congratulations to the class of 2020 on your convocation. Normally at this time of year, we at UTM would be organizing an in-person graduation reception on campus for you, our newest alumni, along with your families and friends. I'm sorry we can't give that to you at this time. I do hope you had an opportunity to watch the virtual convocation ceremony on June 2nd. And while these virtual events in no way replace our plans to celebrate with you in person when it is safe to do so, we wanted to ensure that you know how very proud we are of all of you and that we are still here for you. If we were at an in-person event right now, I know that so many of our faculty and staff would be here to offer their congratulations. And since they can't congratulate you in person, they have a special message to share with you virtually.
University of Toronto Mississauga, Class of 2020. Doesn't that sound good? I know it has been a difficult few months and everything has changed in our day-to-day lives. And I know that your family and friends and our faculty and staff were looking forward to seeing you walk across the stage at Convocation Hall and celebrating with you at a graduation reception. Despite everything that is happening around us, you have persevered and you have succeeded during an unprecedented time. You are now alumni of the University of Toronto, the highest ranked Canadian university and one of the top ranked public universities in the world. Please don't let the current situation take away from this accomplishment. And while we can't celebrate with you in person, please know how proud the University of Toronto Mississauga is of you. Congratulations, Class of 2020.
Dear graduating class, graduation is not the end of a tough journey. It is the beginning of a beautiful one. Best of luck and congratulations.
Hi, Class of 2020. As a fellow U of T alum, I want you to celebrate and enjoy that feeling of euphoria that comes from your accomplishment. You did it.
Graduates of 2020, we are so proud of you. We wish you all the best for everything in the future, and if you ever need us, we will always be here to help you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Class of 2020. You did it. We're so proud of you. We wish we could be there to celebrate with you in person. Wherever you go in life, please don't forget us. We certainly won't forget you.
I'm Professor Gillespie, Chair of UTM English and Drama. I want to say how proud we are of our graduating students and how excited we are to see what you go on to do.
Congratulations, Class of 2020. It has been truly a privilege to be part of your journey at UTM, and I wish you the best of luck with your future careers.
Congrats to all the grads of 2020. Special shout out to our Commerce and Management grads. We're going to miss you. We know you're going to do great things. All of us, you did it.
Congratulations. Be proud of your accomplishments, but remember, hold fast to your dreams because the best is yet to come.
All of you have got this. You got the tools, you got the drive, and you have the experience to fix the problems that we're leaving you with today and to make this place a much better place. You're ready to face this challenge head on and to hold your heads high. Show us all what you got. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you. These are extraordinary times, but you are extraordinary people. Best wishes for all that lies ahead.
Congratulations on completing your degree, especially under difficult circumstances. But the journey doesn't end here. So go forth as a new chapter begins to further know thyself, to engage with community and solve critical problems from the local to the global. Good luck.
Hey, Class of 2020, you did it. You weathered the storm, you made it through, and now you get to graduate and the world is your oyster.
Congratulations on graduating. I'm sure this last semester is not what you expected it to be, but it makes your achievement all the more special. You should be very proud of yourself, and we are very proud of you.
Hi guys, keep up the good work and don't sweat the small stuff.
I've only one thing to say. We're so proud of you. Congratulations.
UTM Biology Class of 2020. We are proud to share in the excitement of your graduation. There was never a greater need for biologists.
Hey guys, I know this coming year will have many new challenges, but I have no doubt that you guys will thrive. I'm really excited to see where you all go and what you do next.
Hello, Class of 2020. It's been such a pleasure being your dean, and I wish you all the best for the upcoming year. You are now officially alumni, and I hope you are as proud of this achievement as I am for you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you to our acting Vice President and Principal, Ian Orchard, and our Vice Principal Academic and Dean, Amrita Denier, and the many faculty and staff who participated in that video message. Graduates, if you haven't already done so, I encourage you to visit the Class of 2020 resources page and record a video capsule to capture this milestone moment in your lives. On this page, you can also read about some of the next steps your fellow graduates are taking. I just want to mention that we'll be sharing a lot of information with you this evening about alumni benefits and support from the Career Center. Please don't feel the need to take everything down. We'll be sending all of our graduates an email post-event with links to the information that we will be discussing tonight. There will also be a recording of tonight's event that we will share with everyone. Now that we have that housekeeping item out of the way, I'm so pleased to share that we have over 800 registrants. Now the slide says close to, but in the last hour we surpassed 800, and we have over 600 graduates from the Class of 2020 and a number of faculty, staff, students, and alumni. We have people watching from across Canada, the United States, and all over the world, including Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Guyana, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and Hungary. And I just got a message earlier that we've added India, Japan, Kenya, and China to that list. I'd love to hear where you're watching from, so please feel free to enter your city or country into the Q&A box, and I'll try to give you a shout out during the event. I would now like to introduce Mark Overton, UTM's Dean of Student Affairs and Assistant Principal of Student Services. So many of our graduates received distinguished awards this year for their outstanding student leadership and academic excellence. While we were not able to hold our annual awards event in April, we wanted to ensure that we recognized our recipients in some way. Mark will speak to these awards, their meaning and importance, as well as highlight some of this year's recipients.
Thanks, Kristen. I'm really delighted to be here today participating in this Class of 2020 online celebration. Let me first say on behalf of everyone in student affairs departments how proud we all are of you. It's been a really challenging time for us, but you have persevered and succeeded, and you're now graduates of the University of Toronto, Canada's leading institution of learning and discovery, and one of the world's top research-intensive universities. Thanks for your patience and understanding as we navigate this changing landscape. And I really want to thank the families of our graduates. Family members, I know that seeing your children or grandchildren or nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, even your parents graduate is a significant milestone. I wish we could celebrate with you all in person, but please know that as soon as it is safe to gather in large groups, we will begin planning an in-person celebration. As Kristen mentioned, there are so many graduates this year who are recipients of awards for their leadership and academic performance, and it is now my pleasure to acknowledge some of these outstanding students. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Habon Ali on being selected as the valedictorian for the Class of 2020. This is a wonderful acknowledgement of Habon's volunteer leadership and involvement both on and off campus, as well as the impact of her contributions to the student body and in the broader community. There's a lot more to say about Habon, which we are saving for the introduction before her valedictory address later in tonight's program, which I'm looking forward to watching. Next, I want to recognize Abraham Matthew, who just graduated with an honors Bachelor of Arts with a specialist in philosophy and a minor in ethics, law, and society. Abraham is the recipient of the 2020 Governor General's Silver Medal, which is one of the most prestigious awards that a student at a Canadian educational institution can receive. The Governor General's Silver Medal was first awarded in 1873 by the Earl of Dufferin. There are a total of 3 silver medals awarded to the University of Toronto across all 3 campuses to undergraduate students who achieve the highest academic standing upon graduation from a bachelor's degree program. Abraham is also a recipient of the John Black Aird Scholarship. The Aird Scholarship was established in 1996 in memory of the Honorable John Black Aird, a former Chancellor of the University of Toronto and Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. This scholarship is awarded to U of T's top undergraduate student across the university's 3 campuses. Abraham achieved a 4.0 GPA, an average that he maintained throughout his time at UTM. His passion for and interest in philosophy have also earned him 2 top philosophy department awards, the Arundel Prize for exceptional academic achievement by a graduating major or specialist, and the Jacqueline Brunning Award for outstanding academic performance as a philosophy specialist or major. This fall, Abraham will join the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's PhD program in philosophy, one of the top 5 programs in this field in the English-speaking world, where he plans to continue to find ways to make philosophy relevant and accessible for everyone. This highly selective program at MIT admits only 5 people per year, so he's a rock star. Abraham's research will focus on metaphysics and the philosophy of time, where his mission is to connect philosophy at a popular level. And he's looking forward to building a future in academia as a researcher, where he can help demonstrate the relevance and importance of philosophy. Congratulations, Abraham, on these remarkable achievements. I'd now like to recognize Daria Darvin, who just graduated with an honors Bachelor of Science with a major in mathematical sciences and a double minor in biology and geographical information systems. Daria is a recipient of the Rose Shannon Award, which is U of T wide, recognizing an outstanding female student graduating in a science program. Daria is also a recipient of the University of Toronto Student Leadership Award, which, as you will hear later, is awarded to students for their contributions and impact on U of T and on the university experience of their peers. Daria has a 4.0 GPA and has also been offered admission to U of T's MD medical program this fall. She's worked on campus in various capacities in the offices of student transition and student engagement, in her roles as a teaching assistant and as an academic don for the summer mentorship program in U of T's Faculty of Medicine last summer, where she assisted high school students of Indigenous or African ancestry in exploring health professions. Daria has enriched the UTM community in so many ways through her volunteerism with the Health and Counseling Center, UTM Accessibility Services, and the Robert Gillespie Academic Skills Center. Daria's community engagement and impact spreads well beyond UTM, thanks to her volunteer work as a mentor for the Indigenous Spirit Journey program run by the Peel Riverwood Conservancy and UTM's Center for Student Engagement, where she guided local high school students from alternative education programs in becoming community leaders through an Indigenous elder-led journey. Daria's hope is to become a physician specializing in public health and ultimately to work in an interdisciplinary team toward reducing inequities related to health and healthcare. Congratulations, Daria. We're proud. Next, we have the Lara Krajewski Student Mentorship Award. This award recognizes a student from the UTM community who has demonstrated leadership as a mentor by encouraging and motivating fellow students in personal, academic, and professional growth. Congratulations to our recipient, Minal Gayor. Manal is also a recipient of the Principal's Involvement Award, which we'll speak about in a moment. Next, we have the University of Toronto Student Leadership Awards, formerly the Gordon Cressy Student Leadership Awards, which were established in 1994 by the University of Toronto Alumni Association and the Division of University Advancement. This award recognizes graduating students for their exemplary contributions and significant impact on U of T and on the university experience of their peers. This year, 18 outstanding students from the University of Toronto Mississauga, whose names you're seeing now, received this award. Among the recipients, I want to point out Zainab Asadi Lari, a UTM student who sadly perished in the Ukrainian International Airlines flight on January 8th. Zainab is remembered as a leader, a friend, and a mentor, and could not have been more deserving of this award, which was conferred upon her posthumously. I would also like to acknowledge our Principal's Involvement Awards winners. The Principal's Involvement Award recognizes students who have enhanced the quality of student life at UTM. Involvement for the purposes of this award is defined as the myriad of ways that students engage with campus life outside of their academic commitments. These 25 graduating and third-year students received this award in 2020. Congratulations to all of you. I would like to mention that profiles of our recipients for the Lara Krajewski Student Mentorship Award, the University of Toronto Student Leadership Awards, and the Principal's Involvement Award can all be found on UTM's Student Leadership Awards page. Last, but certainly not least, I'd like to recognize and acknowledge the 327 UTM students who made the Dean's List in their final year, the 328 who graduated with distinction, and the 378 who have graduated with high distinction. You all should be very proud of these achievements. I want to close by saying, don't let the current situation discourage you nor take away the accomplishments that you've made. Each of you as graduates has made our community a more welcoming and inclusive space, and for that we are forever grateful. Congratulations, class of 2020, you did it. Kristen, back to you.
Thank you, Mark. As Mark said, you did it. You are now officially alumni of the University of Toronto. Now we'd like to share with you what that means in terms of engagement with UTM and across U of T more broadly, and how the university can remain a valuable resource over the course of your life. Here to share this with you is Ziyaad Vahed, President of the UTM Alumni Association. Ziyaad earned a Bachelor of Arts from UTM in 1999 and a Bachelor of Education from OISE in 2000. He then pursued a Master's of Education at U of T, earning this degree in 2003. Ziyaad is a Senior Policy Advisor for the Ontario Cabinet Office, where he provides non-political strategic advice, analysis, and support to the head of the Ontario Public Service, Cabinet Ministers, and the Premier's Office to assist the government in delivering on its priorities. And before I say welcome, Ziyaad, I have to do a shout out to Montreal, Somalia, Pakistan, tons of people watching from Mississauga, and Nicaragua. Sorry. Okay, over to you now, Ziyaad.
Thank you, Kristen. I'm honored to be here today on behalf of UTM's Alumni Association to speak to the class of 2020. You have my respect and admiration for both enduring and triumphing during this unprecedented time. I would like to add my congratulations to all of you as well. I remember how exciting it was to graduate from UTM, but I also remember that it is a reflective time when you're looking to the future and are thinking about your next steps. As you take those next steps, remember you are not alone, but part of a UTM community that can provide you with the support and guidance to help you in your journey. As many of you know, UTM wasn't always UTM. In 1967, Arundel opened as a college within U of T's Faculty of Arts and Science. At that time, there were only 155 students, one building, a couple of tennis courts, 28 faculty, and 40 staff members. Over the past 5 decades, we have been a campus of transformation, evolving from our informal, tightly knit beginnings to our globally relevant status today. A campus that is modern, diverse, and attracts students from around the world. A campus that has retained many of the benefits that made Arundel and UTM so popular in the early days. A sense of community, a fun but rigorous student experience, and membership in the broader U of T family. UTM is now the second largest division at U of T, with over 15,000 undergraduate students and more than 900 graduate students. UTM has over 3,700 employees, 17 academic units, and over 180 program options and more than 90 areas of study. A crucial hub of intellectual and cultural life, UTM fuels economic and social prosperity, not only in the Western GTA, but well beyond. It is also a critical source of innovation, diversity, and strength in U of T's unique tri-campus system. You are now alumni of this great institution, alumni who are leaders and contributors to the prosperity of our local and regional communities, with a global footprint that is expanding exponentially. Alumni who right now are working on vaccines, providing health and human resources to the sick and most vulnerable, advocating for social justice and equity, and developing innovations to respond to a world that is, without exaggeration, changing every day. UTM has more than 60,000 alumni who live and work in close to 100 countries. We work in science and technology, government, education, business, the arts, and the not-for-profit sectors. We volunteer, we mentor, we coach, and we give back. And all of us, despite our different backgrounds, passions, abilities, and careers are key to building U of T's reputation for global excellence and boundless promise. I won't pretend to know what your experience will be like transitioning from students to alumni, as we are living in a different time. But I can say with confidence that staying involved with your alma mater and making use of resources available will greatly benefit you. As students, there were opportunities for you to connect with alumni through the Career Centre, mentorship programs, and the Backpack to Briefcase series, to name a few. Now that you're alumni, a door has opened up to a wealth of additional resources, not only at UTM, but across the university and all over the world through a vast system of alumni networks. I mentioned that UTM has over 60,000 alumni, but across U of T, there are over 600,000 alumni, all across the world. Opportunities to engage include social, professional, development, and career-related events, as well as academic offerings. You will have seen on the Class of 2020 resources page that you can register for up to 4 free months of LinkedIn Learning Access, featuring courses in business, technology, design, and creativity. I encourage you to take advantage of these free offerings. As 2020 graduates, you can also receive a $550 alumni discount to use towards a course with U of T School of Continuing Studies. You can also now participate in U of T's Shaker Professional, a premier series of workshops and events that focus on the needs of young alumni, like developing the skills needed to succeed in the workplace while making valuable connections. You will hear a little later about UTM Career Centre supports, but I want to highlight that new alumni can continue accessing Career Centre resources for up to 2 years after graduation. All of these initiatives can be found on UTM's Alumni Relations and U of T's Central Alumni Relations websites. And as Kristen said, we'll be sure to send these links to you post-event. I took advantage as a new graduate of what UTM and U of T had to offer and continued to remain involved. Now, many years later, I'm giving back with my time as a mentor, as president of the UTM Alumni Association, and as a member of the Campus Council. I hope that you too will remain involved and one day volunteer to connect with and support the next generation of U of T students. Congratulations once again, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Ziyaad. Okay, I've got to do a shout out to Brampton, Milton, Bracebridge, Ancaster, and Trinidad. So now you heard Ziyaad touch on a few of the initiatives available for young alumni. I'd now like to do a poll question. So you should see on your screens what types of alumni activities are of interest to you. You can select social events, networking activities, professional and career development initiatives, all of the above, none of the above, or not applicable if you are watching and you're not from the class of 2020. So we'll just give this a few more seconds for everyone to respond. And I'm going to, a few more seconds. And I'm going to end the poll now. And I'll share the results on my screen. So you should see that 61% have responded all of the above, which is great. We do plan activities in all of these areas, so this is really helpful. And we're always interested in learning more about how our alumni want to be engaged. So this is just really helpful information as we continue planning our initiatives over the course of the coming year. Oops, sorry, I'll close my poll question. Before I introduce the next part of the program, I just want to mention that if you haven't already created a LinkedIn profile, please remember to add University of Toronto Mississauga as your school when recording your education. This will help us keep in touch, particularly for our graduates who are overseas. I also encourage you to like the University of Toronto Mississauga page on LinkedIn. Our page has over 28,000 followers and is a great source of UTM and U of T wide news, as well as information on upcoming events. There may also be a group for your department or program, like the UTM Commerce and Management Group, so I encourage you to look into this with your programs. Now, it is with great pleasure that I introduce Habon Ali, UTM's 2020 Class Valedictorian. Habon has just graduated with high distinction from the Honors Bachelor of Science program, where she earned a double major in biology and environmental science. Over the past year, Habon has managed a challenging portfolio as VP Equity on UTMSU's executive leadership team, and since 2019, she has advised Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on issues concerning Canadian youth. She's also a recipient of a University of Toronto Student Leadership Award, as we heard earlier. With her undergraduate studies behind her, Habon continues her work with youth, equity, and health. After completing her summer internship with a Mars Discovery District Youth Employment. Okay, there we go. I'm online. Let's get that video going.
Hello, UTM class of 2020. We did it. Despite all odds and the eventful year we have had, we are here. Our sacrifices and those of our loved ones are coming full circle today. Congratulations. I am so incredibly proud of each and every one of you. As a first-generation student, my university experience was complicated. My parents are Somali Canadian refugees who arrived in Canada in the early 90s. When my parents found safety in Canada to start their new lives, they were around my age. The resilience and strength of my parents are not lost on me. I have 6 siblings, and my youngest brother was born when I was 14. He spent the first 2 years of his life in and out of Sick Kids Hospital receiving treatment. I spent this time curious about what was happening, and I accompanied my parents to doctor's appointments where I was astounded by some of the experiences in the hospital. Their presence was often met with a dismissive attitude, the question of competence, and condescending remarks. These experiences are unfortunately shared with many Black people as we navigate our healthcare system here in Canada. This was my first memorable experience of systemic racism, specifically anti-Black racism. These experiences infuriated me, but also pushed me to engage in health promotion as I realized how racialized and immigrant populations differed in their levels of access to healthcare. I came to UTM as a curious and budding scientist. I remember my first trip to the UTM campus. I boarded the Cramp 101 bus from Islington Station, something I can't even imagine doing today. As the bus turned into the UTM campus, I pressed the stop button, and everyone turned their heads to look at me in confusion. I later learned that no one presses the button at the campus stop, as the buses always stop when they turn into campus. I got lost on campus for 1 week before I learned 3 main buildings for my classes, and I raised my hand in first-year calculus where I asked the professor to go to the washroom in front of hundreds of students. The transition was rough, but it happened. Over the past few years at UTM, I really grew to love our campus. Our campus has a beautiful green space that serves as a habitat for a range of wildlife. But the best part of our campus is the people. My mornings began with love, and I was welcomed by Linda's warm smile and music at CCC Tim Hortons. I met 8 of my best friends in first year, and we got to experience this journey together. I am forever grateful for UTM for connecting us. I was able to conduct research on the links between migration and health promotion in immigrant and refugee communities. In third year, I was appointed to the Prime Minister's Youth Council, where I advised Prime Minister Trudeau and the Government of Canada on youth issues. Through this, I was also able to contribute in creating Canada's first national youth policy. An unforgettable experience at UTM would have to be my work with the University of Toronto Mississauga Student Union. In early 2019, students were up against enormous uncertainty. The provincial government introduced changes to the Ontario Student Assistant Program, also known as OSAP. I found this worrisome. I had 1 more year left in undergrad, and I relied on OSAP to finish my degree. At that moment, I decided to run for Vice President Equity at the UTMSU. The campaigns, services, and events that the Student Union ran provided me with a great deal of support in undergrad. I wanted to be in a position to advocate for and amplify the voices of students on campus. After a few weeks of campaigning, I was graciously elected by students on campus to be their Vice President Equity. In this position, I was able to support the bursary program, our food center, and the student refugee program on campus. This experience was quite literally the most rewarding one of my life, as it allowed me to facilitate services that I relied on as a student to my fellow peers on campus. UTM gave me the opportunity to realize my dreams. Our final year was not an easy one. Along with the regular stresses of finishing a degree, we were met with a tumultuous start and continuous stress we are feeling in our daily lives. The year started off with the tragic news of a flight crash that resulted in the loss of 176 lives, including 6 University of Toronto students, 2 of which were my dear friends. Zainab and Mohammed Asadi Lari took the world by storm and truly were the best of us. I met Mohammed while working on Canada's National Youth Policy, and shortly after I met Zainab when she transferred to UTM. We had plans that stretched far beyond undergrad, but as we are continuously reminded this year, life is truly not guaranteed, and we need to make the most out of every single day. A lesson I learned from my 2 late friends who put their heart and soul into everything they did. Their legacies will live on in all of the lives that they have touched. March was an eventful month. In the span of days, a state of emergency was declared due to the pandemic, classes moved online, and students attempted to find their way home, whether that was somewhere in Ontario or across the world. The class of 2020 exemplified resilience and a display of strength as we finished the winter semester online. During this time, we were also processing our feelings of anxiety, fear, mourning, and loss. On April 5th, I lost my grandma, a woman who means the world to me. She was intelligent, graceful, loving, kind, and strong. Because of her, I know the sky's the limit. Death is undeniable, but the grief was magnified in times of COVID-19. The most painful experience of the pandemic for many of us is the inability to be with our loved ones during their final moments. We are also living through a powerful and frightening moment. We have seen how polarizing the pandemic can be, with our inequality on full display. As we went into lockdown to keep each other safe, essential workers risked their lives, people lost their livelihoods, health inequalities became evident. Food security, housing, mental health, racism, and xenophobia were on the top of all of our minds. It's easy to feel helpless in this situation. However, we play a key role in creating a better world. We have seen the power of one, the mobilization of local and global communities, and acts of kindness and service. My story is one experience of the impacts of racism, and unfortunately, it isn't the only one. In the past week, we have seen the world come together to stand up for racial justice. I watched the demonstrations in Canada and the United States protesting the ongoing police brutality against Black people with tears in my eyes. These demonstrations for racial justice give me a lot of hope in the face of uncertainty and loss. Black lives matter. As a U of T graduate and now alumni, we have the responsibility to contribute to social good. As we all enter this new world, I imagine that it is peaceful, inclusive, just, and equitable. If we move towards action, that world is possible. Sometimes the circumstances and environment call on us to do life's most important work, but it's our responsibility to stand up. Wherever life takes you, the world needs your brilliant talents. Whether it may be your education, creativity, skills, or resources, we need all hands on deck to reimagine and create a better world. Congratulations, class of 2020. I'm so happy that we have reached this milestone. At UTM, we have a really special campus culture, one that is close-knit, compassionate, kind, and has given us all the experiences that we will never forget. I am looking forward to celebrating with you all in person. Until then, stay safe, continue caring for each other, and make your mark on the world. Thank you.
What a wonderful message to share with fellow graduates. And I know Habon is watching tonight's event, so thank you, Habon, for your participation and congratulations on all of your achievements. I'm so sorry, everyone, for that glitch earlier. It looks like I was the only one who got kicked out and then didn't realize when I was live again, the beauty of online events. So another shout out to Hamilton, Guelph, Windsor. And I know I said Saudi Arabia and China already, but I'm going to say it again because I think some people joined late and they didn't get to hear it. Keep sending the cities our way. We'll keep shouting them out. One of the challenges that many of you as new graduates may be currently facing is how to enter the job market. There was a great turnout of students and recent alumni for UTM's Smart Job Hunting virtual conference last month. But because this topic is so top of mind, we've asked Felicity Morgan, the director of UTM's Career Centre, to say a few words to the class of 2020. Welcome, Felicity.
Thank you, Kristen, and hello to the class of 2020. I'd just like to take a few minutes to give our graduating class an overview of the UTM Career Centre services as you move into the next chapter of your lives. As Ziyaad mentioned, we serve students and recent graduates for up to 2 years after graduation. And our goal is to help you work on your career and learn career management skills. You'll need these skills throughout your life, so this is a great time to learn them with a team of career professionals to support you. We cover everything career related to help you answer questions like, what do I want to do? And how do I connect with professionals? We cover all the aspects of finding a job and, when applicable, incorporating further education into your plan. Some of you will have used the Career Centre, about 70% of students each year, and if that's the case, we're still here for you. If you haven't worked with us, please know we're here to help. Now I'd like to hear from you with a poll question. You'll see on your screens the following question. Would you like to gain a better understanding of your skills and interests and how they align with the job market? You can select yes, no, unsure, or not applicable if you're not a recent grad. So I'll give us a few seconds to get some voting happening there.
Kevin, I don't know if everyone can see the poll.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kevin. So in terms of what people are thinking about, yes, it looks like a lot of folks would like to get a better understanding of kind of where they're fitting with the job market and their skills and interests and where that may lead them. So thank you so much for voting. And that gives us a sense that, yeah, you may want to use some of our services along the way. So let me give you some additional details about the ways we can help, even if we can't connect in person. So you can meet one-to-one with a career counselor to help you define and refine your career goals. Because you have access to our services for 2 years after graduation, you might even find it helpful to do this once you land your first job, because of course your career exploration and planning will continue. We also have an online career planning module called Know Yourself. And if you'd like to get started on it, information on how to access this module is on our homepage. You can then meet with a career counselor afterwards to discuss your results. Industry reports are on our website, and they provide a comprehensive view of many areas of our economy. If your goals are set, you can work one-to-one with an employment strategist who are our job search specialists. And we have job search modules online, including, as Kristen mentioned, our recent Smart Job Hunting Conference, and employers continue to post jobs on the CLNX. Our website has a wealth of information and includes our resume and cover letter toolkit. We also have information if you're interested in further education. During this time, we have a specific set of resources and information to help navigate the COVID-19 situation, including job and volunteer opportunities, ideas on how to build skills, and government funding information. We're here via live chat that you can access from our website. You can call us to ask any questions and make appointments. We'll also be having events and workshops in the fall, so be sure to check the CLNX a bit later in the summer for details and to register. The UTM Career Centre looks forward to hearing from many of you over the next 2 years to help each of you reach your career goals. As a final note, I want to offer my sincere and heartfelt congratulations to all of our graduates. We are so proud of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Felicity. And we'll keep your camera and mic on as we move into a discussion portion of the event. So during the registration process for the event, we ask graduates to submit questions in advance. I think a lot of them have been answered through the various presentations tonight, but we'll take some time to answer a few others now. And we'll also hopefully have a little bit of extra time for Q&A, but it looks like we might be running short. If we aren't able to answer all of your questions tonight, we will definitely be able to include responses in a follow-up email to everyone. So let's start with a few questions for you, Felicity. I'm speaking to you as a graduate now. As a new UTM alumni who are able to put their degrees into practice, what are the first steps you recommend we do in terms of using the resources at the Career Center?
Great, well, that's a great question. And I think I will say it really depends on your needs. So most students will benefit from meeting with a career counselor to develop a specific career goal or goals and to explore their options. If you have a specific goal, for example, you know the industry you want to enter, you have several possible job titles in mind, then you can meet with an employment strategist to develop your job search plan. And don't forget to ask them about the hidden job market. If you aren't sure how to start, just call us and talk with our staff.
Thanks, Felicity. Next question. How long am I considered a new graduate? Do you have any suggestions on how to keep my candidate profile attractive to potential employers?
Well, it'll depend on an individual's perception, but generally 1 to 2 years, you're considered a recent grad. It's important to be able to explain to your target audience what you did in your studies and what gave you relevant skills and experiences. So a career counselor can help with this if you're not sure how to articulate that. One important point, as you job search, you want to be active. So you want to take courses. Ziyaad already mentioned the School of Continuing Studies alumni discount of $550 towards a course. Volunteer, consider contract positions. Sometimes they can really help you to build the skills that you need to get that ongoing job that you're looking for. Keep up with what's happening in your area via industry, organization websites, groups on LinkedIn, reading articles in industry journals and in the media.
Thanks, Felicity. Last question. What advice can you give on finding employment remotely during the pandemic, especially for those who aren't in Canada right now, but are planning to come back?
So since we're all virtual, you want to ensure that you have a strong virtual presence on LinkedIn or other social media and sites that are relevant to your career goal, like GitHub for computer science grads. Learn how to use LinkedIn and 10,000 copies for career research and networking purposes. Research the local labor market where you want to work. We have a tip sheet on this on our website. Be open to opportunities, as I mentioned before, even those that aren't completely related, because you might look at the skills you're building and they may relate to your eventual goal. If you weren't able to attend Smart Job Hunting, go to the Quarkus page. You can access that through our homepage on our website, and you'll see all the sessions on many topics, including the handouts and resources.
Thanks again, Felicity. Now, a few questions came in from graduates asking about alumni benefits. And, we touched on the first two on this slide here, sorry. We touched on the first two earlier, so I'll share a few more based on the questions we received from our graduating class that they might find helpful. If you're not at all familiar with LinkedIn, there's a free online course about mastering LinkedIn that is currently being offered. If you're interested, I encourage you to sign up right away, as the deadline to register is June 15th. There's also an exclusive webinar for the class of 2020 about navigating your career in the midst of COVID-19 on June 24th. The UTM Career Centre also offers LinkedIn critiques, which is great whether you are new to LinkedIn or seeking feedback on your existing profile. Alumni can tap into 42 libraries on 3 campuses with more than 12 million holdings. And the U of T Libraries offers 3 different alumni memberships, depending on what type of access you're looking for. There's also alumni memberships available at the Rock, and if you'll be living in Toronto, there's memberships available at the St. George campus as well. U of T also has partnerships with Manulife, TD, MBNA, and MBNA on low rates for life and health insurance, home and auto insurance, and a rewards credit card. And there's also discounts on a few attractions in Toronto, like the ROM and Ripley's Aquarium, which I've definitely taken advantage of. And there's also special rates on rental cars, car sharing, and hotels. I realize this is a lot of information. So post-event, we will email everyone with the links where you can find a wealth of other alumni benefits and online resources, as there's just too many to mention during this event. I just want to mention or give an answer to one question that's come in from a few people about grad photos. So the UTMSU is currently working on making arrangements for grad photos. And once they're finalized, they'll send a message out to all of the graduating class. And I also just want to mention, we had a few questions that have come in about U of T email. So if you want to access the Career Center, you do need to ensure that you're reaching out with your U of T email. And we do have email for life. So your student email does transition into alumni email. When we send out the link for the benefits, there is a section about your email for life, and you can read all about that. But you'll see we asked you for non-email address, U of T email addresses when you register, because we find people do phase those out sometimes, but again, you'll get the link, you can read all about it. So now let's talk about plans for an in-person graduation celebration. And Leland, if you could just go, there we go, perfect. Next slide, great. So we received a lot of questions about plans for an in-person graduation reception, like where will it take place, when will it take place, and what will it look like? And the short answer to all of these is we just don't know yet. Until large gatherings are once again permitted, we won't be able to choose a date. But what I will say is that I know many of you will be traveling from other cities or overseas, so we will be sure to give you ample notice to allow everyone time to make their travel plans. At this point, I do think it's likely that we're looking at a date in 2021. And in terms of location and what it will look like, we really want to hear from you as we begin planning this. So I'm going to launch a few poll questions now. So you should see the first poll question on your screens. An in-person graduation celebration would likely happen in 2021. With that timeline in mind, and if you're given a few months notice of the date, are you likely to attend? And you can select yes, no, or unsure. And Kevin, my guy on the back end, I cannot see the results for some reason, so you'll just have to pop them up for me. There we go. Okay, yes, that's fantastic. 87% have said that yes, they are likely to attend. Okay, great, thank you. Next poll question. Where would you like your graduation celebration to take place? You can answer, you could select Convocation Hall on our St. George campus, the UTM campus, an off-campus location, or no preference. So we'll just give that a few seconds and then I'll wait for Kevin to put the results up. 79% have selected Convocation Hall. That's great. I had a feeling that was going to be the answer, but I'm glad I asked everyone. Okay, next question. Do you want to have the opportunity to wear your regalia, your graduation gown, at the event? And you can respond with yes, no, or no preference. We'll just give this a few seconds again, and then Kevin will put out the results. Yes, 91%. Okay, great. Again, I had a feeling, but you know, we just have to double check on these things. And last question, do you want to hear your name called and have the opportunity to walk across the stage similar to a convocation ceremony? Again, you can answer with yes, no, or no preference. And we'll just leave a few seconds there for everyone to respond. %, have said yes. Okay, great, wonderful. Thank you everyone for participating in the poll questions. This is incredibly helpful information that will inform our plans once we're able to begin planning for this in-person celebration. It's now time to announce the winners of the draw for a number of prizes. So as a reminder, you were all entered into the draw when you registered for the event. And when I say all, I mean the class of 2020. Sorry, faculty, staff, and alumni, there's no prizes for you. So let's start with the winners of the 5 diploma frames. They are Yasmin Alcoca, Sarah McCack, Alex Lozinski, Jeffrey So, and Armish Halid. Next, we're giving away 3 U of T prize packs. 3 U of T prize packs filled with U of T swag. And the winners are Sawarn Benning, Usama Al-Farisi, and Nadia Abdullahi. Lastly, we're giving away 3 $50 gift certificates of your choice. The winners are Cici Chian, Rima Ramatullah, and Dylan Gervais. Congratulations to all our winners. We'll be contacting you directly to arrange delivery of your prizes. Now, there's one final piece to tonight's event. But first, I want to thank our Vice President and Principal, Ian Orchard, our Vice Principal Academic and Dean, Amrita Daniere, and all the faculty and staff that contributed to tonight's event. A special thank you to Mark Overton, Ziyaad Vahed, Habon Ali, and Felicity Morgan. And of course, a warm thank you to our class of 2020. Thank you for your patience and your understanding as we navigate this new landscape. We can't wait to celebrate with you in person. Everyone watching tonight will receive a survey post-event. We would love to hear your feedback, and if you have any questions that have gone unanswered, please do let us know and we can develop responses after the event and share them with our graduates. And now it is with great pleasure that I introduce our final presenter of the evening, Wally Shaw, a Canadian speaker, poet, musician, and philanthropist. In June of 2018, Wally earned his honors Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of Toronto Mississauga. Within a year, he had been named one of the RBC Top 25 Canadian Immigrants of 2019. These awards are a reflection of Canada's diversity and nation-building spirit, and for the last 11 years have highlighted stories of Canadian immigrants who have demonstrated incredible contributions and achievements. Wally has served as Poet Laureate for the City of Mississauga and has spoken most prominently on topics including bullying, mental health, and social change, while creating spoken word poetry specifically tailored to his projects and engagements. He has collaborated with Bell's Let's Talk campaign, the Canadian Football League, We Day, and TEDx, and closed out President Barack Obama's keynote speech with a bespoke poetic message in Toronto. And now, to close our evening, I'd like to share a video message of an inspirational palindrome poem that Wally has written in honor of the class of 2020. Congratulations once again to all our graduates. You did it.
Graduating class of 2020. Respectfully, this world has lost to COVID. Nobody believes that making it through this together is possible. This won't pass. It's meaningless to think if we just keep our distance, we'll be fine. Keep letting our environment die. There's no more time to make things better. We could do better for the world until we remember money and clout is the most important thing in life. Family is all we have is hard to hear when we fight all the time these days. We will be fine is a lie. No one will take our call. This was a permanent L. Nobody will say, you saved my life, so thank you for sacrificing your graduation, unless we reverse things. You saved my life, so thank you for sacrificing your graduation. Nobody will say, this was a permanent L. It's time to make things better. There's no more letting our environment die. Money and clout is the most important thing in life until we remember we could do better for the world. We fight all the time these days is hard to hear when family is all we have. If we just keep our distance, we'll be fine. It's meaningless to think this won't pass. Making it through this together is possible. Nobody believes that this world has lost to COVID. Respectfully, graduating class of 2020. Hi everyone, my name is Wally Shaw, and I want to say congratulations to all of the graduating students in 2020. Thank you for sacrificing your graduation ceremonies, and congratulations on working hard and accomplishing this amazing deed. I hope that all of you have a great summer and that you take care. Bless you and your families. Thank you for watching.